You're about to learn 10 Astroneer tips and tricks that will make you the greatest of all time Astroneer player. I've got some tricks that are awesome at the end of the video and I wish I knew sooner, so make sure to watch to the end. Number 1. Who doesn't want free power? This is an old trick. Go to the North or South Pole gates, which you can spot thanks to the compass. Place some soil above it, even better if you flatten it or make it true flat. Then place the solar plant upside down. Here you can catch sun rays day and night. This means that you can get endless power 24/7. Make sure no terrain is blocking the sun, then pull the cables where you need them with some extenders. Now you can plug in your Tesla and charge it for free. Don't tell Elon. Number 2. Most of us want their base to be tidy and some even makes it true flat. One of the best ways to make your base perfect is to align platforms to each other. Of course, you can just grab a platform and spin it around like a kebab. But what if there was a way to align them perfectly? Actually, there is. The first step is to place a platform on the ground. Just choose any angle that seems good to you. Next, print a platform and chuck it onto the one on the ground. Now they've got the same direction. Or just flip them if you want them to be perpendicular to each other. Now you can grab it and place it wherever you want. You can do this another way. You can place a printer on top of the starting platform and all items printed there are going to have the same direction. Very neat. This works better if the terrain has no bumps. It doesn't need to be true flat, but at least some kind of flat. Number 3. Just like any other game, Astroneer is not immune to bugs. So sometimes items stop working correctly. I'm not looking for faults in the game, unlike this guy, but sometimes items just start behaving weirdly. If that has happened to you, try to use a packager and pack the item up, then unpack it. You can print a packager from your backpack with a piece of graphite. I love to jump over packagers for no reason. Packing and unpacking will restore the object's properties and hopefully solve your problem. So just stick it to things that don't work properly and you'll be alright. Why wouldn't you attach to my brain? No fix for that, unfortunately. Number 4. Another trick that makes use of packagers. In early game, you may have to use the solid fuel thruster, which is limited to 4 launches. You just ignite it and... oops, I might need a new one. Let me demonstrate you. I'm going to consume some of this thruster by launching into orbit.
Get ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid.
By the way, did you know that a round trip into orbit only costs 1 launch? Coming back is free. Sometimes you may forget to bring a second thruster and suddenly you need to look for aluminum and ammonium to get a new one. Not to mention you need a platform, a printer and some power. Or you could just use a packager. Just pack the thruster up and unpack it and it will be as good as new with 4 fresh launches. Trust me. As you can see, this thruster has 75% fuel left. But now we're going to pack it up and unwrap it to swap it with a 100% fuel thruster. Did I just manage to waste my hydrogen thruster too? What if my thruster has already consumed all shots? Can I still get it back? Let's try our trick. And no, it's just trash now. So remember to use this trick before you have used your last launch. Number 5. I've got one more trick about packagers and dynamite. Packagers and dynamite, this sounds very promising. This is a new game I've made up, Pack and Boom. Space on rovers is limited. Did I just get stuck on a plant? Even shuttles, especially the cheap ones, or on the buggy that you may prefer to use sometimes because it's faster. But it has virtually no storage at all. We don't need to explain why it's called buggy, do we? A way to leave more room is to attach items to the vehicle itself. Just place your packagers, dynamite and even leveling blocks to the vehicle's body and they will stick there. Oh, this buggy is loaded. I can barely see where I'm going. And if you're lazy like me, here's a trick inside the trick. To unload the items, you can just use your terrain tool. And hopefully I will eventually be able to get out of here.
A little later.
This technique is very safe, well, unless of course you're trying to jump on your buggy and you misclick a TNT stick. Be aware of plants too, TNT can be triggered by other explosions when not stored. But hey, freedom comes to a cost. By the way, every time I try to record a video on Glacial, when I listen to the footage it sounds like this. Subscribe to my channel! Number 6. The next trick is more of a warning or a friendly reminder. And now we'll start the game with the pit of the shame, because we're too broke to print some storage. Not to mention it's so fun to play soccer. But unless you are on day 1 in your save file, you should never leave resources on the ground, because it will cause lag, especially on servers. In fact, in the exclusive server for the community members of this channel, one of the rules is to not leave resources around whenever possible.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
Do you hear this sound? It's the game trying to calculate all the bouncing and hits of their resources carelessly left on the ground, and this causes a lot of lag. Try to print some kind of storage. Trust me, the sound of storing items is much more satisfying. And this is me cleaning up after the video. Be a YouTuber, they said. You will make a living playing video games, they said. Number 7. Who doesn't like mushrooms? Don't get me wrong. I'm on silver right now, and these ones from the Rails update are so cool. They really are fungi. You can place them at your base as a lampstand, but they are also useful even after you have completed the rail missions. In fact, these guys contain organic and astronium. If only I could grab them! Use some dynamite to make them explode and release the goodies for some extra free resources. Number 8. Now let's talk about automation. If you want to speed up the collecting process of your contraptions, but are limited in space, or you want to make it more compact, try stacking items. Look at how glitchy this printer is. I think it just got broken. You just need to stack auto arms or machines on top of each other. They are going to work seamlessly and you will be saving so much precious space. Okay, I guess creative mode helps in that. This works best with flat terrain and the alignment trick that you learned earlier. You don't want your base to look like this. Number 9. Dynamite is kind of expensive, so you may think twice before using one of your precious TNT stick to open exocache boxes and get your loot. Help, it's following me!
Why are you running?
If that's the case, why don't you head to Glacial, for example, where there are plenty of dangerous plants. Now that I'm saying it, I'm not sure I should be recommending this. Anyway, bring the items you want to open, for example an exocache, and place it reasonably close to the plant. When you go next to it, the plant will start shooting at you. Well, make sure you don't get hit. I recommend saving the game before trying this, and using a hoverboard or a jetpack to get away quickly.
I saved a life, my own. Am I a hero? I can't say, but
Yes.
The plant will open your crates for free. Nature is just wonderful. Number 10. Before I show you the last trick, did you know that at maximum graphic settings the gravity globe becomes a mirror? I never had one in Astroneer, this is so cool. Oh wait, is that the way I look? Why nobody told me? Astroneer's backpack is quite generous, but if you need to fit a portable oxygenator, a hoverboard, and then you're going to need 2 QD RTGs, and you may want to have a drill head and a soil canister, then a jetpack and an extra hydrogen can of course, and how can you not bring with you Princess and Croissant? So suddenly you run out of storage. But you can get an extra slot with this trick. Most of us bring a soil canister because it's the only item that allows you to make a bridge or a ramp and get out of sticky situations. So here's how you can save room in your backpack. Instead of placing the soil can on your drill, set your backpack printer to leveling block. This requires a soil canister that will be automatically placed there in the printer slot. This means that you now have an extra free slot in your backpack or drill, but you get the point. This works with other resources too, so choose your own. And the great thing is that the soil canister still works in connection with the drill. This is not a drill. Now you can play Silver Surfer as long as you want. Whoa! Wow! I don't know how I managed not to die there. And look at the ramp I've made. Not bad for a first try. well, those don't count. But I've got more Astroneer tips and tricks for you. Watch these videos to become even more whatever. Please like the video, it really helps a lot, and stay safe.